Hi, this is Maria Hill from Sensitive Evolution. I speak from experience when I say that frameworks have made all the difference in my life as a sensitive person. They have helped me enormously in processing all the information I encounter, all the different types of energy and conflict, the overwhelm. It's made all the difference in the world, and I want to explain for you 14 ways that I think they're exceptionally beneficial for sensitive people. First of all, frameworks provide you with perspective. They help you see way back into the past and also far into the future. Now, highly sensitive people tend to be visionaries already, but frameworks give you the patterns beyond personal considerations so that you have a different way of seeing what is going on around you. And it helps you navigate the world with grace. You're not putting your particular spin on what's happening. You're noticing from the perspective and the understanding of a framework. And so when you see the evolutional process, you have a deeper grasp of how the world works, which elevates how you operate in the world. So from a totally different place, you're able to be good for other people and still be good for yourself. A lot of highly sensitive people have a lot of unresolved pain and a lot of unresolved issues that are in their bodies as energetic stuckness or mental and emotional stuckness that they don't know what to do with. And because there's a lot of things that they may not have understood, that didn't make sense to them, they ruminate about them, they keep thinking about them over and over and over again, trying to gain a handle on an understanding of what happened, whatever did not make sense. And these things just live inside of us. Because you don't understand what happened, you didn't have the perspective to enable yourself to come to some kind of a conclusion. And so whatever it is, it remains unresolved. What frameworks do, in particular the one on cultural information that we're going to be going into, it answers a lot of the questions that you have. It explains why so many things were the way they were and why they didn't make sense, but you do get the why. And in getting the why for a lot of different things, you're able to let go and it will free you. One of the things that I have found with frameworks is that um, the frameworks themselves show you the hows and whys of different types of cultural systems. And you begin to get a perspective on the huge job it's taken for us to get where we are today. It's really mind-boggling when I think about it, that people set out in rickety little boats to come discover new lands. I mean, I'm just amazed at the bravery of that. And so when you have a cultural framework like the one we're going to be working on, you really begin to respect that in spite of all of the warts and all of the abuse and all of the things that aren't okay with our past, there's a lot to respect, and that will help you feel a lot better about the human journey, about yourself and your place in it, and it will help you uh, have an easier time with people that you may not agree with, that you may not resonate with, but you can see the value that they bring to the table, and that lets you come from a place of respect, even if you are different. Understanding why things have occurred, understanding a different perspective, even if you don't agree with it, makes it much easier to clear up some pain from the past. It lets you forgive, understanding that someone was in a different place, and so perhaps they did not understand something, or perhaps their values were in a place that wasn't particularly healthy. Understanding the pattern of human development means also understanding how sometimes people manifest that process in a less than healthy way. So when you begin to grapple with that, it makes forgiveness easier because it depersonalizes it. And so you're able to let go of some pain, even at the same time, you're honoring your own particular journey and not letting that person or that situation back into your life because you don't want to forget what happened. If something happened that was very painful for you, at least you will get a perspective on it that will let you come to terms with it and let it go. And all of this, the perspective and all of the release that comes from using frameworks, helps you let the past go and find inner peace. I had one person who worked through it with me say to me that um, the process of going through the cultural frameworks helped her come to terms with so many things she didn't understand. She was able to let go of them, be free, and go on and live her life with a lot more joy than she had in the past. And I hope that you will have that experience as well. One of the wonderful gifts of frameworks is that it gives you clarity. Not just about the things that have happened, so that you can release them without guilt, but you begin to understand that there is a pattern to the way cultures come into being, what they try to do, and why they change, why they dissolve, because they do. There's always one particular cultural pattern that is dominant in the world for a time, and then it moves off center stage as new issues become dominant and new needs emerge. And having that kind of clarity makes it much easier for you to stay centered and be authentic, but still deal with the world on its own terms and recognize that people are in different places in terms of the human journey, and you can have clarity about that, so you're not allowing yourself to be taken over by other people's issues related to where they are in terms of human evolution. So it's really important to have some clarity about the human evolutional journey through different cultural frameworks, because that frees you so that you're not taken over by other people's stuff. All this release, all this perspective and clarity will free you so much that you will have much more energy and much more freedom to focus on what you want to be doing, where your natural gifts are, and how you can put them out in the world. And all while honoring your empathetic nature. And that is a much nicer place to live from. You will find that you're not so distracted by the past and by old hurts. And you may still have some healing to do, and that's fine. Healing takes a long time, but your mind will have some perspective about this, and so it will start to become your ally in your, not only in your healing, but also in helping you to focus, because your mind will understand the cultural frameworks, and it will be kind of a break on your getting too involved in old things that won't help you in the present. Frameworks are a kind of grounding which highly sensitive people need. We may be grounded in energy, and we may be grounded in terms of awareness, but it doesn't ground us in process and structure. And so frameworks provide us with that particular aspect of life, the whole area of manifestation and how things manifest and why they manifest. Provides you, it's a unique, sophisticated tool that will help you make appropriate decisions and help you navigate the world from a very informed place. Frameworks help you also be smarter about information. Some of that comes from perspective, some of it comes from clarity. And so your choices will be wiser. You'll be able to make decisions recognizing that someone's journey is not your journey, and you can respect their journey, and you may even offer some assistance, but their journey is still their journey. And you'll understand more about that journey that they're on and where they're at, that will let you honor them and yourself at the same time. All of this will help you feel better about your life. It is hard being different, and sometimes we can feel very alone. But frameworks will help you understand your place in human evolution. It will help you find like-minded people. And it will also show you how far we've come, so you can feel grateful for yourself and the world that we have. You'll become more confident because having excellent frameworks, which you will have at the end of the course, will help you understand how to make good decisions for yourself. And you can have a feeling of inner strength when you are making decisions, because you will know why you're making the decisions, and you'll know why things are the way they are. Even if you disagree with them, even if you see that something isn't as healthy as it could be, if someone's behavior or a situation isn't as healthy as it could be, you'll understand where it's coming from, And so that will let you be much more confident that you are making good decisions. And that way you won't have to get stuck wondering over and over again if you did the right thing, if you did enough, et cetera, which is something that we sensitive people do. We're always looking to see if we did the right thing, and we ruminate on things. When you see how far we've come, when you see all that human beings have done, you'll realize how much support has been created for our lives, and that includes yours, and how important it is that we honor the gift of support that we have had through many centuries, even though it's not always been the support that we would like to have. Nonetheless, a huge amount of support has been created for human life, and it's important that we honor that by doing what we can to be our best in the world, seeing that that support is there. It doesn't really matter who you are, whether you're sensitive or not, can be a comfort to people like us who are often feel maybe left out or marginalized or like we're not really a part of things. And of course, the one thing that highly sensitive people talk about a lot is their ability to connect. Now, frameworks will help you with that because for a variety, well, first of all, you're going to be able to see where you naturally resonate in terms of human evolution. So you'll begin to be able to identify who you belong with in terms of values, in terms of where your head is at, in terms of the things that you consider a priority in life. And so that will help you to feel like there is a place for you in the world and that you are part of the human evolutional purpose. It'll also help you connecting with people that are different from you, people who aren't on the same page. You can relate to someone from a place of respect and compassion, even if they're different from you, just because they're a human being and they have their own particular journey. Even cultural systems that came before this one, they had their value and they still have their value today. You know, every person has value and adds value to the world. A baby adds value, it adds its joy. Children, their wonder. So no matter where someone is in the evolutional map, they do have something to offer, and you can honor that evolutional process as it shows up in them. So it gives you a tool that lets you connect from a different place. It's one that's self-honoring and honoring of others. And the more you work with it, the more you make it a skill as well as a resource for yourself, the easier you're going to find life and the happier I think you will be. So I appreciate your listening to this. Next videos are going to talk about the specific frameworks that we'll be getting into. Thanks for listening.